Hi, my name is Marian, and this weekend I took part in the GMTK GameJam. Before the Game Jam, I wanted to prepare. I knew I wanted to make the game with the Stride game engine, so I prepared a fork and published packages to NuGet packages to GitHub, so that if need be, we could make changes and easily pull them in our project. I have also set up the continuous integration in GitHub Actions so that every time we push to master, a release build was created and packaged such that we only had to download a zip. You know, it's really useful at the end of a game jam where time is pressing and you just push, and 4 minutes later I'm pulling back the zip and I know that it works. You know, I've tested it on a virtual machine such that if someone has no installation of Stride, no installation of .NET, no installation of Visual C++ redistributable, they can still play the game. And yeah, I'm happy to say it worked. So let's go over how the game jam went. First, there was the reveal of the theme.
Welcome to the 5th annual GMTK GameJam. This is a game development marathon where you have 48 hours to build a game, and it's got to adhere to a certain theme. I'm sure you've been dying to know what this year's theme is, so here we go. This year, for 2021, the theme is Joined Together. I want to see games where at least 2 elements are connected together in some way. What does it mean for them to be joined? What does it mean for that connection to break? As always, you can interpret this theme however you like. It doesn't have to be a literal physical connection, for example. The GMTK Jam is about design, innovation, and creativity, so we're looking for games that really run with this idea.
Once we knew the theme, it was time to brainstorm ideas.
Link, but not a physical link, like maybe could be like a detective game where you have to link some facts together.
Okay,
to build the logic.
Works. So another thing in this type of linked, I'm not sure what would be the gameplay mechanic here, where you have a character that's linked together with another character, possibly a non-playable one, psychically. So like maybe they can. So this actually would maybe be interesting in a 3D game where you have 2 characters and 2 cameras, and you can switch between the view from either one of them, but moving just one.
There were a few, and in the end we decided to look at 2 characters connected together in some way energetically. So on Friday, after the brainstorming, I started working on creating movement for the characters, and then later animating them. Animating turned out to be a little harder, so Stride had some issues with the animations in the FBX format downloaded from the Kenny NL, free assets. But yeah, here it didn't work, so spent some time trying to figure that out, couldn't, and next day, because of course it got late and I had to go to sleep, right? It's important to sleep. Next day I woke up, got some coffee, went out for a walk, to make sure I'm not tired as much as I was, because I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted. And then I started looking at different assets. I remember there was a portal called Mixamo, which is now owned by Adobe, where you can pull down a lot of pre-made characters and their animations. So it's really nice for stubbing things out in a way that you already can make your controllers for animation, Of course, the development wasn't without issues. On the first day even, I encountered a bug in Stride that occurred when creating prefabs in a situation when the entities aren't set up in a way that the editor liked. And there was a few more issues down the way, such as, important animation issues, but overall, while Stride has issues, it's a really good engine, and the runtime was really nicely working. So now that I had my characters, I wanted to connect them together. And initially we decided to use a wire, but first I got some rope, a model of rope, and applied physics to this rope, with rigid bodies, and joined them together with constraints. So it looked pretty okay. But when I connected them, the rope was stretching unnaturally, because the characters are kinematic, and I didn't want to fiddle with the physics to get it working correctly. So instead we dropped that and started looking at particles as a means of showing that the characters are connected. And this actually turned out pretty great. Stride already has a few tutorials on how to make lasers from particles, and we use that basically to connect them, yeah. So now that the cards were connected, on Saturday I got tired really early. It's like 7 p.m, so I had to go to sleep earlier, and Eunice went on and created our beautiful robots in Blender. So on Sunday, when I woke up really, really refreshed, I worked on the UI, a few fixes to the levels we started making, and preparing for getting the game ready for finish. Yeah, it took me a while to get the in-level UI to show the energies. I also had to make changes to the graphics compositor to separate the UI layer from the rest, so that post effects aren't applied to it. Otherwise, the UI looked terrible. And then I made a main menu. I made a little bit of sound loops. Shout out to the creations of Alexander Nakarada. He's a great musician. And then we could put the things together. Eunice created level 4, and then started working on making walls, background walls in previous levels that I made, but we didn't have enough time in the end. So last minute fixes. Thank God I was able to catch all the issues at the end with swapping levels one after another. And we were able to, with 1 minute left on the clock, upload our game, which was stressful, and have it submitted. Actually, one thing comes to my mind also. Midway through Sunday, I ran out of Git large file support brought to bandwidth on GitHub, and I couldn't push for a moment there, so I had to go and buy a package there to give me more more bandwidth. Yeah, but in the end, the game turned out really good. It's really beautiful, and we're both so proud from it, me and Eunice. So yeah, that's our story from this year's GMTK GameJam. Thanks for watching.